In a quiet, peaceful village, there lived a young man named Curran. On the surface, he had everything anyone could dream of: a loving family, good health, and enough wealth to live comfortably. Yet, despite all of this, Curran never truly felt content. There was a constant emptiness inside him, a feeling of restlessness and dissatisfaction that wouldn't go away. Curran believed that real happiness would only come once he achieved something extraordinary. So, he kept delaying his joy, telling himself things like, "I'll be happy when I land a high-paying job, when I buy a big house, when everyone respects me." But every time he reached a goal, the happiness he expected never lasted. His parents, noticing his sadness, often reminded him, "Happiness doesn't come from what you own. It comes from within." But Curran couldn't grasp their meaning. One day he heard about a wise monk who lived in the mountains, someone said to possess the secret to true happiness. Desperate for answers, Curran set out on a journey to find him. After a long and tiring trek, Curran arrived at a small, humble hut where the old monk lived. The monk greeted him warmly, and Curran bowed and said, "Master, I have everything I need, yet I still feel empty. No matter what I achieve, happiness never stays. Please teach me how to find true happiness." The monk listened patiently, then smiled and said, "Come with me. I will show you the way." He handed Curran a heavy sack filled with stones. "Master, this is too much. May I put it down?" Curran asked. The monk smiled gently and said, "This bag is like your worries, fears, and regrets. You carry them with you every day, and they weigh down your life. If you wish to be happy, you must learn to let go of what no longer serves you." Curran dropped the bag and instantly felt lighter, not just physically, but emotionally too. The burden he had carried for so long was starting to lift. Next, the monk took Curran to visit a poor farmer and his family who lived in a tiny hut. Despite having very little, they welcomed their guests with warmth and served them a simple meal. Curran was moved by their generosity. He asked the farmer, "You have so little, yet you seem so joyful. How is that possible?" The farmer replied with a smile, "Happiness isn't about having everything. It's about being thankful for what you do have." The monk nodded and added, "Many people believe more possessions will bring more happiness, but true joy comes from gratitude." Curran reflected on his life. He had spent so much time focused on what he lacked that he had never appreciated what was already his. Their journey continued to a bustling marketplace, where a wealthy man was distributing food to the poor. He seemed genuinely joyful as he gave to others. The monk turned to Curran and said, "When you give selflessly, without expecting anything in return, your heart begins to overflow with happiness. True joy lies not in receiving, but in giving." Watching the smiling faces of those being helped, Curran realized he had been chasing happiness for himself, yet had never considered spreading it to others. As the sun began to set, the monk and Curran sat beside a peaceful lake. The monk asked softly, "Tell me, son, when do you feel most happy?" Curran thought for a moment and replied, "When I'm truly present, watching a beautiful sunset, laughing with my family, or doing something I love with all my heart." The monk smiled knowingly. That's the secret. Most people live trapped in the past, regretting what they can't change. Or they live in fear of a future that hasn't arrived. But real happiness is found only in the present moment. At last, Curran understood. He had been looking for happiness in all the wrong places, chasing achievements, worrying about what's ahead, and forgetting to cherish the now. With a heart full of clarity, Curran thanked the monk and returned home. From that day on, he stopped overthinking, practiced gratitude, helped others, and lived in the present. For the first time in his life, he felt truly at peace. Happiness isn't something to chase in the future. It's something you can find within yourself right now. So if you're seeking happiness, 1. Let go of unnecessary worries. Emotional burdens only weigh you down. 2. Be grateful. Focus on what you have, not what you don't. 3. Help others. The joy of giving is powerful and lasting. 4. Live in the present. Stop dwelling on the past or fearing the future. Happiness isn't a destination. It's a way of life. So, are you ready to be truly happy?